You should have done the snap right as he landed on Mario's head.
Ah, now I gotta redo it. Here, we'll do this.
Oh my god. Abuse the features already.
Of course. Alright. There, maybe that's synced, I don't know. It fucking explodes in like a fucking pool of red particles, like a Newgrounds animation.
Oh my god.
That's perfect. Welcome LTP. Wait, we're LTP.
Yeah.
I've probably done that for more episodes than I can count.
Leedle Teedle Peoples.
Welcome back, everybody. We're playing my favorite childhood game this time, Super Mario Bros. 3. We played one of Ben's earlier. I would not say that Kirby Adventure is your favorite childhood game, but I'd say that it's...
It might be top 10.
Top 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe top 10.
Gotcha. Well, I can tell you right now, this is one that my mom and my dad introduced me to, like, not long after I was born. I remember staying up super late one night and going out into the kitchen. In our old kitchen, we had this big window that looked out into the living room, and I actually looked out that window and I saw them playing this, and I must have watched them for an hour and a half play this game until finally, I think my mom or my dad died to something, and I was like, oh no! And they both looked at me, and not realizing that I had blown my cover, I just kind of stood there continuing to watch, and then I think I watched them for another like half an hour before passing out. It was a long time ago, you know. But this turned into one of my favorite games. It was one of the first games I ever played as a kid, and I'm happy to be revisiting it now. So without further ado, let's begin. I'm gonna turn that down just a smidge real quick. We also have a fan going in the background, so I don't know how much that's gonna mess with the audio. I can try to EQ it out. I'll make editor Adam do it. We'll see how he likes that.
But it's freshly warm finally here, so...
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, silly me, I had 3 candles going.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? Why is there so
Yeah.
many heat sources in here? I was like, oh.
At least it smells good.
They do be smelling nice.
Yeah. Alright, so, one thing I want to say real quick. Well, I'll start. We've been making them wait long enough. So, one thing that I'm going to do, I want to try to beat this without using any of the warp whistles.
Okay.
So I want to try to go from the beginning, from World 1 all the way to World 8. And, yeah, like I said, not use any of the warp whistles.
What's your estimated time range?
Estimated time? Oh, boy. We could probably finish this today if you had the brain cells for it.
How fast you gonna complete?
Oh, God. I've never timed myself on this, actually. But I know
How fast
that
could you complete it with the whistles?
With the whistles? Oh, God. Oh man, I messed that
Because
up.
I'll tell you, my favorite game that I can blow through is Mega Man X. I can do that in one episode.
Really?
Yeah.
In one episode or one recording session?
Easily, maybe both.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny. Let's see. With the whistles, probably an hour. Just because I haven't played this in so long, I could probably do it within an hour with the whistles.
2 solid episodes. Damn.
Yeah, probably. Maybe if I was more familiar with it, I could knock it out in an episode. But, yeah, this is going to be kind of my redemption, because God knows that when I tried to play Kirby every time he handed the controller off to me, I did not do so well.
Well, I mean, A, you've never touched that game. B,
Sure.
I was rusty as all hell. Like, I didn't remember the majority of it because it's been so long.
That's fair. But, this game, I still remember, like, the back of my hand. So, I'm going to try to beat this one with some dignity at the end of it, and hopefully redeem myself as a classic gamer.
Classic gamer.
As if I really cared that much. As if, for example, there's this thing up there.
Ooh, the strats. Obviously, I played the shit out of this too, but...
Really?
I just never... Yeah, I mean, it was one of the first games I ever owned as a kid. And it was always around,
damn it.
so I definitely played it. And I'm also obviously like the oldest in the entirety of our friend group, so I've had my fair time with this franchise.
That's fair. That's
just
fair.
even as a kid, there wasn't too much draw to Mario-esque things for me.
Right. I understand that because, like you said earlier, you were more Mega Man, obviously more Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger, Mega Man, Samus.
You liked things that had a little more action to them.
Yeah, I like the little edgier things as probably as an adult a little bit too. Like, I don't know.
Fair.
Not for the sake of being edgy, I just thought they were cooler, so I
Right,
enjoyed playing them more.
You were the kid that was like drawn to the more like kind of flashier, more action-packed games, and like while Mario has a little bit of that, it doesn't do it nearly to the degree that Mega Man X does it, or
like Battletoads, Teenage Mutant Ninja
Right,
Turtles.
Yeah.
I liked it if I had weapons and was going through enemies instead of just being a big booty bitch and sitting on them all.
Pretty much. So I don't know if this is coming through on the mic very well, but I've got a bit of a cough. I don't feel like I'm sick, but I've had this for like a month now. So,
dude, our last
hopefully
episode,
that doesn't get in the way.
Our last upload you did up to this point yesterday was
Speedrunners. That's right.
And you just hear me hacking up a lung. That was probably the last time like we were sick dealing with what is remaining now.
Probably, yeah.
Because I had it first, and then you had it like the day or two after that.
I think so.
I remember
yeah.
us checking him with Zach to make sure he was feeling okay. He was feeling
that's
fine,
right. Yeah.
But you started feeling it after that point.
I said I wasn't going to use the warp whistles, but I at least want to show off how you get them because I think it's real cool.
Oh yeah, through the phase, through the block.
Yeah,
thing.
it's real neat.
I know all these tricks and everything.
So just in case people are waking up for the first time and wondering how you get the whistles, this is how you get them.
Waking up for the first time.
If they've been living under a stone for their whole life.
Living in the common era now.
Indeed. But I don't need this, so we're gonna go back.
So, your parents got you into video. Wow.
I don't need this.
They're gonna call you out on using the rewind feature.
Hey, I just wanted to show off how to get it. I don't want to actually get it.
You could just have it.
Yeah,
It
takes up inventory space.
If you're gonna beat it in like 2 hours, what's the point?
Fair enough. You were saying though, yes, my parents kind of got me into this game.
Did they just get you into games in general?
Kind of, yeah. It pretty much started with them because I remember I always, after that night, obviously I was pretty little. I wasn't allowed to stay up that late. But I always wanted to watch them play it, so I would often just be like, Mom, Dad, I want to watch you play this. And then, they did that for, however long, probably a month or so. And then finally, I think it was my dad that looked at me and was like, Adam, how about you play Nintendo? And my eyes just fucking went wide as saucers, because I was just like, you really mean it? I can play now? And I played, and I remember starting up this game and immediately running into the first Goomba, and I was like, this is fun. So yeah, that was, oh fuck.
Ooh. Now you're gonna burn your experience card.
Mom and I usually skip this level.
Why not?
I mean, it's kind of, I wouldn't say, actually no, yeah, this level's kind of optional, but oh well. Don't care.
I guess you gotta get back in the swing of it some way.
I was gonna say, it has been a while. I don't know if the footage is gonna go up, but you actually remember, this is our second time attempting to record this game.
Oh god. Before we move on to that.
Yeah. We'll get there. We'll get there.
I want to stress how lucky you were, first and foremost, to have parents that liked games to begin with.
Oh, yeah?
Because, okay, like, my mom I don't think was ever a fan. Like, she was just like, yeah, whatever. I'm not sure if I ever recall her touching a game. If she did, it actually might have been this game with me when I was real young. Because when did this game come out? 88? 89?
Oh, goodness. I think this one... Oh, boy. Editor Adam will show up and, show us. But I want to say that Oh, God. I want to say 93 this one came out.
Oh, yeah. I might be thinking of original Mario was 88 or 89.
Yeah, no. I think Super Mario Brothers 1 was, 88, 87. Okay. I think. I was pretty young, so...
Because I know it rivals my time I've been alive on this planet.
Yeah.
Because I'm 33 and I was born in 89. So, it predates me a bit.
A little bit.
But, my earlier memories is playing games like this, playing Frogger, like OG Frogger and Pac-Man.
Oh, fuck.
And I remember playing those ones smooth.
Yeah, I tried.
Imagine if this actually became a power-up. Just your head grows really, really, really large.
And only the bottom half is
But you
invincible.
still have a hitbox on your head, and the rest of your body is, your tiny-ass body is
oh my God.
star-powered.
Could you imagine?
So you're just dragging your overly large hitbox skull through the
But
whole
the
map.
bottom of you is invincible, so
Yeah.
you could do anything.
Yep.
But heaven forbid you get hit on the top of the head.
Yep,
Oh, that's
because
right.
then
I
you
wanna go
die
through this way.
anyways. Hey, you can get your other warp whistle up there, can't you?
Oh, I can. Yeah.
If you had the
Yeah,
tail.
if I would have taken the leaf, I
If
could
you
have gone
decide
the
to be an
other.
Italian furry.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
It's
fine.
fine.
We don't need to.
It's an Italian furry that's dressed up like a tanuki, which is strictly a Japanese thing. Which, by all these powers combined,
It's
is
multicultural.
something out of this world.
There you go. Let's see if.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
in in the top 5 sentences I never want to hear again.
I'll keep it written down.
That's
for you.
breaching it.
That's breaching it. Oh wow.
But yeah, anyways, like my
Zach's watching somewhere and he fucking threw up, and Hannah's like, "What the fuck is wrong?"
she just pulls out her mess cleaning kit that she always has on hand. I've never met Netter. Wow.
Netter.
I have never met a person so prepared to take care of a given situation like that than Hannah.
That's true,
It's
actually.
impressive.
Yeah.
I just remember my fiance getting really sick because she got a little too high while we were all hanging out.
Oh, I
And
remember
she
that.
tossed her cookies, and all I hear is a whimper because we were all outside on the porch hanging out. And I hear a whimper. That
Oh,
sounded like
on their patio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I thought I heard Ben mumbled under someone's breath, which I have no idea how I heard that from where I was. But I immediately was up and running to her. And I was like, "Are you okay?" And I came in and just saw the mess on the ground. And she was like, "I may have been a little too high and had a little too much alcohol." I'm like, "It's okay, love. I'll go and check and see if they got a cleanup kit somewhere. I'll take care of it all. Don't even worry about it." And I run out there and
a really quick level.
to Zach's wife, I was like, "I'm really sorry, but she got a little sick, and I will clean it all up. Don't worry about it. It's on the floor. Is it okay if I grab a mop or something?" And Zach's wife was like, "Nah, I got this."
Really?
And it runs in and has a bucket
sweet.
and a cleanup thing that just immediately on it. It took us 20 seconds to clean. That's how
wow.
on top of it she was.
She
I was
was
like,
prepared.
Are you kidding me? I would have been apologizing and searching for a bucket, searching for a mop, searching for a cleanup stuff. She's like, "Nah, I'm prepared for messes of all kinds. Don't you worry, I got this."
Ah, shit.
And I was like, "Well, damn, okay, thanks,
Yeah.
and sorry again." She's like, "Not even to be worried about. This is why I have this kit. I'm ready."
Given how big of stoners those both. Let me start that over. Given how big of stoners those two. Oh man. Those two are. They've probably dealt with similar
They've
experiences.
been to the moon and back and dealt with atmospheric sicknesses.
Probably,
it's
yeah.
just, if you would have hacky sacked that into the turtle.
I'm
it
doing
would've
this
been,
only to see if I can.
Oh, we're gonna be here pretend this is gonna be its own episode.
Okay, well, yeah, whatever.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Anyways, yeah, so back to the original story. My parents didn't have much.
No! God damn it! I got greedy.
Either access or wanted to have time spent on games. I really remember my dad got me into 2 things as a kid.
Yeah.
He did get me into video games, much to
Eventually.
no, pretty kind of early on. I remember playing a few racing games and Pac-Man and Frogger, and he had the OG equipment for that too.
Like an Atari 2600.
Yeah, all of
Fucking
that, and the original
awesome.
NES and stuff, which
I never
ended up
had-
being mine.
I never had an Atari 2600, but boy, I kind of wish I did.
But yeah, he had those things, and it must have been before he and my mom got together. Really,
Right.
I don't know what the real story circumstance. I should catch up with him on that once again just to see.
Yeah.
But he got me into it, and then boy did I get into it.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, no way. And of course I had cousins growing up that were around my age
Right.
that were super into it, and their parents did that stuff with them, kind of like your parents. And I was like, oh, that's so cool, because I remember playing with my aunt, my uncle, my cousin Aaron, and having a good time. My cousin Aaron, whoo, he got me into a lot of stuff. We played this. We played Pokemon together, and he was my first inspirational thing into Pokemon.
Really?
And he's the reason I originally got into Chrono Trigger.
That's cool.
Because which I have the OG cartridge for Chrono
Oh,
Trigger.
that's right. You have the OG.
And that shit is
SNES
expensive
couch.
because it is rare to get your hands on. I remember even being a child and
wanna
bringing
check
that
something.
into our, like... The more you rewind, the more my soul dies, because all I remember is
I'm
playing
doing this
the OG
to
for
find.
this.
Okay, there used to be a fucking hidden thing there, but it only appeared at a certain point. Anyway, continue.
Anyways, I remember going to like an OG GameStop where we lived, and they offered me like $80 on the spot, my cousin and I, just to have that cartridge because of how rare it was.
Really?
And this was back in the 90s.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
And so, like, in these days, you go into, like, you know, anywhere that collects OG video games and stuff, they have stuff listed in the hundreds. Like,
Sure,
Like,
yeah.
sometimes multiple hundreds, depending on, like, how used it is and everything.
Right. God, I won't detract too much from your story, but that reminds me of when me and your fiance went to that one game store in our area, and they had Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door for $150 fucking dollars.
Yeesh,
I remember getting that on Amazon used for $47.
Yeah, on one of our vacations to the beach, we went to a secondhand video game store that was like huge, like classic collector heavy.
Yeah.
And they allowed her to hold. It was this really kind Asian lady.
Oh yeah,
And
she told me this.
Yeah, and she was like, we're like, oh my god, is that an OG Earthbound? Which Earthbound, as much as Chrono Trigger is my one true love, Earthbound is my fiance's one true love.
That is true.
And she's like,
Earthbound
oh my god,
and
is
Mother
that
3.
OG Earthbound? And the lady was like, yes, do you want to hold? And my fiance like froze up with fear. She's like, no, it's okay. I just thought it was really cool. She's like, no, you hold history. And there's very few times I've seen my fiance's motor skills lock up, but that was one of them.
Wow.
She was like, oh my god. And she's like, I don't even want to ask how expensive that is. And she's like, no, you just hold history. And so it's like, oops, you have to bleep her name.
That's not the first time
so
I'll have to bleep it, but don't worry, I'm not counting.
I'm trying to do as few bleeps because honestly, we've had a few episodes where there's way too many bleeps.
Editor Adam's keeping track, but I'm not.
Yeah. Anyways, she handed the cartridge back, and she's like, should I ask how expensive that was? I'm like, no, just leave it a mystery and walk away. And we did. But anyways, yeah. So my cousin, bless him, got me into most of the passionate ways I am about very particular games, as compared to my parents, because as much as my dad was cool about getting me into a few games, the last time I remember him touching a video game was in OG PlayStation days. And playing,
Really?
Like, Crash Team Racing, I think, is one of the last
excellent fucking
was one of the
game,
last
though.
few games I remember him physically touching. The other thing he got me into was comics, which we already know I'm all about.
Oh, there you go.
And he was into quite a few of the similar, like he had some OG kind of rare ones. Like he had one of the original Daredevils, where Daredevil was in his like red and yellow suit, which you saw in She-Hulk, harkening back to some of our first conversations.
Oh yeah.
All foot fetishes aside.
No. You didn't have to go there,
Yeah.
but hey.
I mean, people got to draw the correlation. It's fine.
Sure, why not?
It's fine. But he got me real into that.
You just reminded me that I'm barefoot and now I'm queasy.
No, I'm queasy.
No, you're fine. I was one coin away from an extra life.
Oh, die several times and then miss it.
Sure.
No. But yeah, my dad got into comics, and then I got super into comics, and he hasn't really touched it. I will admit, though, he loves watching the Marvel movies with me, because now,
Oh, yeah?
Because now I'm, like, basically the comic historian of us. Actually, you should plug Comic Storian, because that's an awesome YouTube
Okay,
channel.
yeah, sure. Link it to me later, and I'll have
fucking
Editor Adam
adore
throw it in.
Comic Storian. He's one of my favorite YouTube things. If I get off work, or even if I'm on work and that has a new episode up, I will absolutely sit down and watch it during lunch or just as soon as I get home. Because, I mean, I'm not so rich, nor do I have enough space to even put all my current comics I own. So if I'm interested in a run of anything, and if I want to keep up the history on comics, I'm not going to own everything. And I know there's other platforms you can go to read it online, but I love holding actual comics and flipping through it. So if I'm interested in the storyline, not sure I want to own it, I'll watch Comic Storian and talk about it first. There's a few other people who do it too, but I mean, he does it the best. and I just love watching his stuff, so I'm constantly up to date on history. And so when I'm watching a Marvel movie and a friend has a question about something that's going on in it, I know exactly how to respond about the entirety of the history of behind whatever moment is going on.
That's fucking cool.
And it's all because of A, my own comic book history of flipping through everything I could find,
If I did
and
this
B,
right.
watching Comic Historian.
Hey, what the fuck?
That was interesting.
Wait, that's not supposed to happen.
Okay. What happens when you hit it?
I don't
Do it with
know.
the fuse.
Okay, here,
Do it
real
with the
quick.
fuse.
I
Do
don't
it
mean
with the fuse.
I will, but hang on, just to clarify. If you get a certain amount of coins in that level, that white mushroom house is supposed to show up. I don't know why both of them are on the same tile.
Well, that's like a random chance thing, right? That one shows up.
The card thing. The card thing does
Yeah.
have a specific set of parameters to show up. I do not know what they are.
You somehow did both. Congrats. Do it.
All right.
Go. Right. Yeah.
Oh, what the
fusion.
fuck?
What
Okay,
if the
so
other one's
it's putting
gone
me in
now?
I'd be so pissed off, actually. That white mushroom house is something that my mom and dad actually never found.
Oh.
Because it gives you a chance to either get the anchor or I think it gives you a P-wing, but I don't remember what the other one is. For sure, either an anchor or another item. I think that's here. Nope. Cool.
Does it randomize every time, or is it always in a set pattern?
Oh, sweet! It gave me both. So the cards, I think there are 8 different boards that you can get, and then once you complete one board, it'll go to another one. So let's see what it gives me. Gave me the anchor. Okay,
That's
cool.
cool.
All right, I got to show this episode to Mom because she never knew how to get that one. Love you, Mom. You're welcome.
You're welcome. God, I'm not even sure if my mom knows I have a YouTube channel with you yet.
You haven't told her?
Well, I mean, like I said, I love my mom dearly. She is
Fair.
a wonderful person, always tries her hardest, always tries to provide for the family.
Oh, yeah.
She and I have very few things in common.
Oh, right.
Well, I mean, not aside from, like, good staple things like taking care of people.
Well, okay, sure.
But,
yeah.
like, in commonality as far as, like, oh, I like video games, comics, all that stuff.
She burns
she thinks
incense
it's-
and you want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, she's more of the hippie lifestyle, which is totally fine. I mean, I dig
You know,
that. If
more
that's your
power to
thing,
her.
More power to you. But when it comes to, like, active interests, we don't have a super amount in common. We do really like board games together. I
Oh,
got a
I
lot of my board
fucking-
game love for my mom.
I love playing board
way to
games.
go.
That's
But like outside of that, I mean, she's the gardener and she likes sewing and little projects like that, which shares a decent amount of.
That's number 4.
Frack.
Hey, maybe I am
My
counting.
fiance has a few things in common with her in that regard, but I mean, I'll tell my mom about it. Jeez.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Can you believe we're coming up? Actually, what's today? May 30th.
It's something like that.
Tomorrow will have been 6 months
Oh damn.
with having LTP active.
And how many people do we have subscribed to us? right now?
61 last I
I was hoping
counted.
it got the funny number. by today.
No, that's fine though.
You should keep an eye, or one of us should keep an eye out for that and screenshot as soon as it does, so we can post it in
Oh,
whatever
for sure.
episode after we realize that.
And if I miss it, and only if I miss it and it's gone above that number, I will Photoshop it. I don't even care.
I don't even care, it's gonna happen. Watch, we'll be at 68. You Photoshop the 69 right then, just because you want to. And like,
Subscribers.
if I was big on giveaways, or if we were already well off somehow, I'd be
Oh,
like,
God.
oh, big gift to whoever like
Is the
is
69th
the 69th
subscriber.
subscriber and comments.
We'll put them in on a Discord call and they can listen and they'll be like, who the fuck are you guys?
Be our first phone in for a new person that's not actually a part of our whole paradigm
Oh
here.
my fucking god, that'd be funny.
But yeah, I'll tell my mom about it. I keep meaning to, it just doesn't come from conversation usually when we're talking about other things.
That's fair.
Plus, I don't think she even really touches YouTube often. My dad usually does for his music.
Yeah, my parents don't either. That's right, your dad does music too.
Yeah.
I fucking saw his like in-house studio that he has over at his place, and I was
Yeah.
astounded by some of the things that he had.
It's pretty neat, and it's all made from like the ground up. My family's not exactly like crazy well off or anything, so everything he does is just like, you know, get creative with it, make it work, or
That's the
something
best
he's
way
had
to-
since like the 60s or 70s.
Sure, that's like the best way to go about doing music. Like I love like super like, maybe this doesn't tick quite the same boxes that like your dad's stuff does, but like I love like super like unorthodox like creative ways of like making making music and such before. Jacob, I have put him through many things when making music together that he's just like, Adam, what the fuck?
Dude, that last time he was over, you guys were laying some pretty heavy beats.
Oh yeah, that was all his idea too. I'll like put
the
a
one that
snippet
sounded
of that.
like the Mega Man-ish one that I really liked.
If I recall correctly, yes, yeah, I remember that one. That would have been the last time he was over. I'll put a snippet of that in here somewhere. I'll play it.
Do it at the end of the episode.
Yeah, sure.
Or
why not?
pause it right here and do it real quick.
Yeah, sure. Editor Adam will decide. There we go.
Just freeze frame this.
There
Freeze
was a-
frame an awkward image in there. And then just play it for a good, 15 seconds.
Sure, why not?
There you go.
Right here. Now watch him not listen to me.
He's like, no. Oh, kind of like you forgot to put the Zamsire video
Fuck!
at the end of
You know
our
what? I'll put that in. I'll make sure that he puts that in right
Freeze
here
it again!
as well. Yeah.
Just make Egg Dog dance for a while.
Egg Doge. He's funny.
I love Zamsire's videos. You know,
Yeah.
that's interesting. We've already brought up quite a
Oh,
few
fuck.
smooth movies.
Well, it's fine. It doesn't actually hurt me.
Speaking of, we've already brought up quite a few YouTube channels already. Like everything
Quite a
from,
few, actually, yeah.
from
come to
Vinny
think of
to,
it.
Zamsire and many others.
All ranging from, I thought for sure that was going to kill me.
Woo!
All ranging, pretty, heavily in, type of content made as well. Oh, damn it.
I remember you can kill this son,
You
by the way,
can.
before we keep moving on that. But can you imagine what the world would be like if this somehow happened?
Oh my god!
How
Dude,
fast,
Earth would be vaporized.
just by him.
What the fuck?
Wow.
Wait a minute. Hang on.
That hitbox detection's like, nah.
There we go.
Dies immediately to shell after killing the immortal son.
Okay.
Woo!
No. Okay.
Okay.
We're fine. It's fine.
Anyways.
Don't come back. And we're good.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Okay. But on the topic of YouTubers in general, and that our channel is slowly growing, if we ever
Thank you, by the way.
yes, thank you for that. What's like your top? We'll say 2 or 3. We'll say 3.
You're asking me, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
cool.
If we got popular,
Ooh, okay.
to actually actively invite other people and maybe have them respond to us.
Oh, wow.
To do a little something on the channel with us, although that'd be real difficult for a multitude of reasons. Everything from where we're located currently to a lot, Vinny, for instance, is in New York area. Did you use the
I
one
don't
you were in?
care.
You.
I don't care.
You.
I do not give a fuck.
Watch me actively. Wow, I'm gonna call myself. Oh, hey, that's.
See, because I couldn't remember which level was which. I just wanted to use that for this level.
Okay, you know what? I'll give you this one.
Just that one.
Just
All the
this
other
one.
times that I've used it, I'm not doing it as a do-over. I'm just doing it to show things off.
Dude,
when we pull out Mega Man X,
when we pull out Mega Man X, I'm not gonna do this.
Okay, fair, fine.
I mean, I might call myself out on it. There might be a few moments just to save time that it might be beneficial,
Oh yeah.
especially if I'm trying to beat it in 1, maybe 2 episodes length. But I something about me, the old school part that made you memorize this to begin with, hates the fact that you can do this now.
Oh, a lot of people hate it. Don't get me wrong. I kind of hate it too.
I'm like Dan from Game Grumps.
I'm to the point now I don't really give a shit.
Dan's not the biggest fan of it either, although he has done it on a couple things.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
I get it, dude. I'm just old school enough for that too. I feel it. It feels wrong to be able to do that on old school that are meant to be hard games.
Oops.
Whoopsie.
Ah, well, I didn't need it anymore anyway.
But anyways, yeah, who would you vote of 3 people that are? They don't have to be famous. They could be any YouTuber.
But just
any other YouTuber.
Any other
personality
YouTuber to
that you would
invite
invite
onto
to the
show.
channel as oh hey, guest on LTP.
Yeah, sure. We're at 30 minutes. We'll go a little bit longer. We're gonna do 35 minutes
Okay.
just to give them, so that we both have time to answer the
Well,
question.
actually, no. Let's end it here. Cliffhanger moment, and then we'll start off the next episode talking about this because I feel we'll get into a little bit of conversation about our choices. So next time on LTP,
Next time on LTP, we're gonna do level 5.
and I'm gonna charge a spirit bomb for the next 20 episodes.
You have to keep that going.
I'm gonna give it.
You okay?
Yeah, no, we're good.